Welcome to the Dethroning Your Inner Critic YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are talking about something big, and that is why the world feels like it is falling apart. And we're going to talk about 5 powerful reasons why you can actually trust that all this chaos is leading to growth. So, whether you are feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty or stuck in fear about what's next, whether this is in your personal life or in the world at large, or maybe you're questioning your own purpose in the middle of so much change, this video is for you. Because the truth is, what looks like collapse might actually be the beginning of your breakthrough. Okay, so let's dive into this today. So something is happening and you can feel it. That's probably why you're watching this video. So we are in the middle of what feels like chaos. It is a time of massive upheaval. And I want to offer you something different than just the typical fear and overwhelm and feeling like you're powerless. So I want to talk today about 5 powerful reasons why you can trust this chaos. It's actually leading us somewhere, I think, eventually beautiful. Because the truth is, we are waking up. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. But that discomfort, that unraveling is part of our evolution, both personally and collectively. Now, people are more open, they're more curious, they're more aware and awake than ever before. Not everyone, but there are definitely more and more people that are waking up. So, with that awakening comes a deep sense of instability. And we're starting to see more clearly that there are cracks in what we believed was unshakable. So, this is from the collapse of our political system here in the United States. It's the wars in the Middle East and the Ukraine. It's the unraveling of trust between global powers. You know, we're watching the very foundations of our world: money, government, education, religion, the cultural pedestals of the Hollywood elite. They're all beginning to unravel. And yes, that feels like chaos. But I want to offer you something. What if nothing's wrong? What if this is exactly what's supposed to be happening now? So we've been tolerating fine. Everything's just fine. And we've been tolerating this for far too long. And that's whether we're talking about our own lives, in our relationships, our work, our everyday routines. We've accepted mediocrity as normal. And we've convinced ourselves that feeling stuck or uninspired or disconnected is kind of just part of being an adult. And of course, our automatic mind, our automatic identity clings to that story because when we are in our automatic mind and our automatic identity, we equate predictability with safety, even when that predictability slowly numbs our spirits, often without us even recognizing that that's what's going on. So that's not just happening inside of us, it's happening everywhere. And as a society, we've accepted systems that no longer work. And these are systems that perpetuate burnout and inequality and disconnection and judgment and fear. which eventually leads to anger and hatred. So, what we once tolerated is no longer acceptable. That status quo is cracking. And just like in our individual lives, the collective is being shaken awake. So we're reaching the point, both personally and globally, where we can't meh our way through life anymore. Like where everything's meh, can't do that anymore. And that's a good thing because real growth begins the moment that we stop pretending that fine is enough. And we start listening to what our soul has been trying to tell us all along. So, unfortunately, we grow when we're brought to our knees. So, these cracks are forming everywhere, all right? And we are revealing what's really behind the curtain and what's been behind the curtain all along. The illusions, the manipulation, the exploitation, it's all rising to the surface. But that's exactly how the light gets in. There's a song by Leonard Cohen called Anthem, and he sings, "There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." Didn't know I was going to sing on today's video. So that brings us to reason number one, you can trust the chaos, which is that breakdown always precedes the breakthrough. So our brains are wired to resist change. And neuroscience shows us that our brain prefers a known misery over an unknown possibility. But when the familiar breaks down, we get the opportunity to rewire our brains. That's where true transformation really begins, right? Because that's when we start waking up to ourselves, our true selves, our authentic selves. And we are doing that in mind, body, and spirit. We're becoming more conscious of the food we eat, the energy we carry inside our body, the way we talk to ourselves, the way we talk to other people. We're seeking more depth, more authenticity, more healing. So, reason number two, we're turning inward and discovering all the answers that already live within us. We're allowing all of the cracks to show us where we need to bring in the light, right? So, mental health is being more normalized. Therapy, coaching, healing work, personal development. That is no longer taboo. It's becoming mainstream. We're recognizing that lasting transformation is not really about fixing the outside world first, right? If we want to fix the outside world, it has to start with meeting ourselves, our true selves, meeting ourselves in those cracks, in that pain, in that shadow part of ourselves that we've been shoving down, right? So people are hungry to let go of control and reclaim peace. We're questioning authority. We're questioning our inherited beliefs that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. We're questioning outdated systems. We're reclaiming our intuition and we are reconnecting to the spiritual wisdom that already lives inside of us. Which leads us to reason number three. The discomfort is actually your soul's invitation to remember who you really are. Now, trust me, I know what it means to shift that lens. I still have to shift that lens every single day. So there are things I'm building in my business. I'm launching a certification program, and that was a dream for years. My inner critic, my automatic self, questioned me constantly, doubted me, and whispered, "You're not ready. Now, who do you think you are?" And the only reason that this vision is now a reality is only because I've done my inner work every single day. I still do. And I support hundreds upon hundreds of other people in doing their inner work so that they can actually bring the light into and use their light to bring their gifts, their wisdom, their talent to the world. So without this inner work, I use the mind method, but there are many different ways to get to that inner work. So without the mind method, I would have stayed stuck in that dream. I certainly wouldn't be here right now sharing this with you. Because here's the truth. You are not anything your mind says. You are actually not who your mind tells you that you are. You are the one that hears that voice. And that means you can change the channel. You know, in an old-fashioned radio where you used to use a dial to turn into the channel, and if you weren't quite on the channel, it was all staticky. You can change the channel. You can tune into a different channel, which leads us to reason number 4. The parts of you that you've been taught to judge, taught by our culture, taught by the world around us. So the parts that you've been judging for your whole life, those parts of you are actually the gateways to your soul. So your so-called flaws, your quirks, your insecurities, those are not things to fix. They're actually invitations to love yourself more deeply than you ever have before. So when you bring self-compassion to those parts of yourself, you soften your nervous system. You regulate your mind. You regulate your entire system. You regulate your brain. You tune into that channel. You begin to find stillness and presence and peace. And that's really what we've been missing. So learning how to calm our nervous systems is a really important thing to learn. How to come back to this moment. How to return to trust even when you can't see where things are headed. To create space for stillness. Because anxiety is actually just a belief that something is wrong. But nothing's wrong. You are not falling behind. You are not broken. You're being asked to listen more deeply. And you're being asked to elevate your consciousness, to hear the whisper in your soul that says, "Trust me, you are right on time and a new chapter is coming." So this brings me to reason number 5. You were born for this time. You would not be here on this planet in this moment if your soul wasn't equipped to navigate all of this. So this really could be your moment to rise, to elevate to a new version of yourself, completely new version of yourself. And not through force or fear or trying to change what's broken. what you think is broken, but through alignment, through self-love, and through spiritual courage. So let this video be your reminder that nothing is wrong. You're not broken. You're birthing something new. And I believe the world is too. So for the next chapter to come, right? If we're birthing something new, we've got to meet those contractions with breath and stillness and trust. Sometimes inhale, exhale. So you're doing great. You're right on time. You're not alone. Let's keep walking this path together. And if you've been called to guide others through this kind of transformation, to help people navigate their inner critic and awaken to the truth of who they are, this is your invitation. I am officially launching the Mastering Your Mind certification program. It's currently under review with the International Coaches Federation. This has been years in the making, and it's finally happening. So, the first step to becoming a certified mind method coach is to join the Mastering Your Mind program. And there is the next one beginning the first week of June in 2025. Now, this is a pilot cohort, which means that the cost to become certified is the lowest it's ever going to be. This is not just a certification, this is a transformation. You'll become the next version of yourself, one who meets chaos and uncertainty with a calm mind and a centered, joyful heart. So you'll learn how to bring the mind method to the people that you're meant to serve. And you'll get all the tools you need to run your own programs, elevate your business, expand your finances, change people's lives, especially your own. Now, at the end of 2025, I'm going to be launching the Mind Method app, which is going to be designed to further support you in your work and growth and impact. So something inside of you is stirring. If you're curious or intrigued or inspired, go to masteringyourmind.com and let's connect. We'll explore together whether this program is the next right step for you, because this is not just a program, it is a movement. And if you're called, I'd love you to be a part of it. Thanks for watching today. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.